done interviews, but not for nothing but sports.
Oh yeah.
Back when I played ball.
Yeah. Did you just play football or did you play basketball?
Basketball, ran track.
I thought you was like a fucking superior athlete.
I was all right.
Yeah.
I tried.
Hey, it's the best we can all do, right?
I tried real hard.
I
really just didn't want to have to go to college.
Yeah.
And like
pay for all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of
because my mommy and daddy couldn't afford it.
That's kind of we good, Mike. Okay.
And so
cheers, my friend.
Hey.
Cheers, Mike.
Just because you back there don't mean you don't count.
So it's pretty smooth, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good whiskey.
My dad actually recommended that.
Yeah, that's a little scary.
I know. The good stuff's always scary because you don't know when to stop.
Chug that. That's not good.
That's okay. We'll keep you off.
Yeah, we'll pour glasses.
So, did you grow up here, man? In Somerset?
Yeah, well, in Science Hill.
In Science Hill.
Yeah, on Stylesville Road.
Yeah, in Pulaski County area.
Pulaski County grew up.
So you know everybody, like everybody knows everybody, right?
We're in Pulaski County.
Yeah. That's all you got to say.
Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah. So, tell me a little bit about your background, man, like growing up and stuff.
Grow up, all right. The earliest memories I got from when I was little is always a lot of us. You know.
Yeah.
I'm a Muse, but I'm also my mama's a Crawford. So like, she's a triplet. Got 2 older brothers. We all grew up on the same road on Stylesville.
Oh, nice.
We'd get off on the bus and there'd be 7, 8 of us get off on the bus at my mama's house.
So you need a bus yourself, pretty much.
Almost.
Yeah, that's how my family was.
You could call it a short bus, probably. But yeah, we'd need a bus. And then we get off and go catch bullfrogs in the creek.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like go swing off grapevines, let them break when I'm halfway over and fall on rocks.
Yep, been there.
Yeah. So it's all the same. Then or running on hay bales.
Oh, I did that.
Playing tag.
I actually broke my arm in half.
Got the scar
because I was running on hay bales when I was around 12. Yeah,
that's awesome.
It wasn't at the moment.
That means you're from where I'm from.
Exactly, dude.
You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
That's a lot of people have grown up like that and just don't embrace it.
That's true, dude. That was me. Like in elementary school, I would get picked on by the kids that lived in the city because I wore boots and Wrangler jeans to school every day.
When it's clothing.
You know?
And you know what?
Yeah.
At that point in time, it's like, as long as my mommy and daddy got me a roof over my head,
yeah,
and clothes on my back and food to eat, I'm good.
Oh yeah, dude.
And even then, like they were both school teachers. You know, my mom and father were. So we always had what we needed, always. I never wanted for anything. You know what I'm saying? So I did grow up differently than some people because I know a lot of people who didn't grow up where they were even around their mom and dads.
Yeah, me too.
Or had somebody to fall back on, which is just the reality that we live in.
Definitely here too.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, because we're in the same generation age-wise, so we kind of grew up during, you know, the recession and everything happening, and we all felt that.
The recession after the recession.
Yes.
Like we heard about the recession.
Yeah.
Right? And then you get there, and then there's recessions. I think there's been 2 since I've been alive. When you're talking about struggles,
yeah,
you know, for the
whole economy.
Well, for the middle class and lower.
Yeah.
It's not the whole economy.
No,
because, man, there's a big difference when you have $100,000 to your name, right, in assets and values, your property, everything you own, $100,000, and I've got $1 million or plus. Who do you think's gonna struggle if something hits the fan?
Yeah. I'll be struggling.
Yeah. I would be too.
I have my whole life.
I struggle right now.
I thrive while I struggle. Yeah. I don't know about you.
I do better that way. Because it makes me, it's a good thing to struggle.
It makes you dig.
And I think that's one of the most important aspects about this area that we live in is not that we're not, I've never truly been handed anything, you know?
Yeah.
I've been placed in positions where I've had opportunity, you know, but I've never been given anything. It's like, all right, you want to work for it? Work for it.
That's, yeah. That's how I was raised as myself.
You know why? Because we ain't no different.
It's true, man. Brothers.
No different.
Brothers.
Hey, yeah, 100%. Because it's one of those things where it's just important that I think you're a product of your environment.
Yeah, definitely.
Whether you want to say so, or anybody can argue that. You know, it's like, oh, well, I grew up in the hood and I got out of it, or I grew up in this and I got out of it. Well, good. You know, but you're a product of your environment.
Yep, you definitely are.
And the thing about it is, I'm not saying you can't get out of it or you can't change it, but you're a product of it, which means if you're involved in it, there are going to be certain things that happen to you that don't happen to everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
There's going to be certain situations and certain choices you make based on what you grew up with, your values, your morals, you know?
Yeah.
And when you make those choices, then, okay, are you saying that it's basically like one of those things where if I make a certain choice, in my head, it might be bettering stuff, right? When in all actuality, it might not.
You're right, yeah.
And that sucks.
That does suck.
Because then you find out what? The hard way.
Well, that's the only way I've ever learned, it seems like.
Thank God.
I know.
It'd be weird if you didn't.
It would be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I grew up out mostly in, like, White Lily and Shopville area.
See,
out in the hills.
yeah.
And
I know a lot of boys from out there.
That's be my boys. You cold, man?
Oh.
You're hot, ain't you?
I'm warm.
Warm. Understand
I
that
ain't
thing.
hot. I just turned it.
It'll kick out the heat.
Yeah, it will. That's what we use in the greenhouse.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we got to get into that, man.
We will later.
Yeah. Anyways, so when I was a kid, we lived 30 minutes from town.
Are you out White Lily?
Yeah, right at the edge of White Lily, at Mount Victory.
Oh, so you know like Stone and all them boys?
Yeah, they're all from out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Stone and Watson and.
Well, see, that's the thing. I'll tell you, my neighbors were so close to me that I knew the Brumleys. They were my neighbors.
Okay.
So, anybody else, dude, I had like a 30-minute long bike ride underneath my belt to get to a friend's house. I lived out.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I mean, but the Brumleys.
You know where Little Lick is?
Yeah, I went there every weekend, horse riding and camping
Yeah.
and stuff. Every weekend when I was a kid, so
That's what's up.
That's my backyard
That's
out
what's
there.
up. I did not know. I had no clue.
Yeah, well, I didn't know you was from Science Hill, man.
Yeah. When you was saying that you was in town, I was at TAP and I was talking to my buddies and they were like, "What are you about to do?" I was like, "I'm gonna go do a little podcast with a buddy of mine." He was like, "Oh, where at?" I was like, "I don't know. It's somewhere in town." You know. And then I found out you was in Science Hill. I was like, "Shit."
This is the closest I've ever lived.
Yeah, it's literally right across. Like I can get to my house in 5 minutes from where we're at.
Oh, that's perfect, dude. You can come over anytime, man.
I will.
All right, man.
Now.
Yeah, you see this.
Shit, I was thinking y'all was in town.
No,
you know?
this is actually the closest to town I've ever lived.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah. Yeah, but so Justin Brumley and them, those are my neighbors. And they would throw shit at our horses.
I know Brumley and all them boys.
And my dad would be like, "I'm going to kill them boys." They keep throwing shit at our horses because our land butted up to theirs. And
So y'all were out Mount Victory,
White Lily.
towards was it on the line like towards like Cannonball and shit?
I was past Cannonball.
Okay, so
You had to
past
go
the fire department?
White Lily Fire Department,
No.
Mount Victory.
Yeah.
No, I was before you get up there. I was before you get to the grade, the real swervy part of 192, like that really sharp part where the
You're right before that.
holler
On
dropped
the
off.
right.
Yeah, I was
Shot up a hill.
I was out by the school on Piney Grove Road.
Okay.
Yeah, so I could get on Drum Road and take it all the way to Cannonball. You know,
them Richardsons out there.
Richardson's. That sounds familiar. I feel like there was a couple that lived down the street
was.
from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a small community, but
Yeah. And Wes Finley lives out there too, I think,
Finley.
on Piney Grove.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude. They run his sister is like in charge of MMF or something.
Okay. See, I heard you lived out in Mount Victory with somebody for some time.
Oh no, I wasn't out in Mount. Actually, I didn't live out there.
Yeah.
But, you know, like Tyler Stone's my boy.
Yeah.
From out there. Like,
Yeah.
that's my lifelong best
Friend.
dude.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I feel it. Yeah.
Grew up. Well, I remember when we were in high school, we were like 8th grade going to freshman, right? So we're doing summer football and stuff, and Tyler's driving to school, like to practice. We had 2-a-days or whatever, and he'd drive. And I was looking at him one day, I was like, "You're my age. Like, how are you driving?" He's like, "Oh, well, you know, like, my mom ain't gonna take me. My dad ain't gonna, you know, my dad's sick. My mom's sick. Like, I gotta get to practice." So we go, and one day we were just like, all right. I told my dad about it. My dad was like, yeah, just tell him we got him. So he starts living with us a little bit. Not living with us.
But
you
staying
know what I'm
over
saying?
a lot.
Staying there because that way you get to practice.
Yeah.
Me and him became great friends, man. And I started going out to White Lily a lot.
Did you?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
Going out there, playing in the gym.
Yeah.
Doing all that. And he'll just walk in the woods. I got family out there, too, the Randalls. We have a hog roast. It's going on 27 years now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Right. You know where White Lily School is?
Yes.
Turn out that road and you pass White Lily School. You go on out.
Towards Falcon Ridge.
Pass it. Where Stewart comes in.
Yeah.
When you top that hill, you'll go about another quarter mile, half a mile past the store.
Yeah.
It's right there on the right.
Okay.
The little house sits back there, Clay Hill Road or whatever.
Clay, yeah.
But it's that little house on the right. We got a hog roast. Y'all can come out this year.
I appreciate that, man.
For sure.
Bring my family, man.
Bring it. It's camp out all weekend.
Oh, yeah.
There'll be live bands.
We got the gear for it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I got more camping gear than I know what to do with.
Last year I slept on the ground.
Did you?
Yeah. Too much moonshine.
That'll happen.
Yeah. I slept on the ground one night. Or not the ground technically. Like I was in a tent.
Yeah.
My cousin put a tent up, and he didn't stay the night, so I slept in his tent, but there was nothing in the tent. So I slept on the ground, essentially. You know, and then the other night I slept inside the house. I was like, "Listen, Trill, will you let me in?" I was like, "I'm passing out." It was like 7:30.
You want more, man?
Yeah, I'll take a little.
For you. Yeah, I've been there. Actually, last year we went on a 3-day excursion down Rockcastle River in kayaks.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm talking lake
kayaks.
They weren't meant for the river. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I did canoes. We used to canoe down Rockcastle with my daddy.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, we went through the Narrows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right up above where B-Rock's at.
Yes, right up there, and all of us but Jeremy Carson flipped.
Really?
Yeah, we all
Imagine
got wet.
that.
Yeah, I know.
Strong looking motherfucker wouldn't flip, I bet.
No, I'll tell you why. He was in an inflatable kayak, so he had way more buoyancy than us. But we were taking on water. Matter of fact, Mike, he went with us too, and the whole time we was on the river, the ass end of his kayak was under the water. Yeah, and all his stuff was wet. Well, I didn't have a sleeping mat or a cot or anything like that. I forgot it, and or I couldn't find it one. I can't remember now. But anyways, we slept on the ground for 3 days.
Hell yeah.
And out in the fucking on rocks too.
Bro, hey, rocks is warm.
Dude, I tell you what.
When you're out there, rocks get sun.
Yeah, they do, and so they heat up. Yeah, yeah, they heat up at night. I can't sleep on my mattress some nights, but I swear to God, I can roll up on some sand out in the woods somewhere. Or
that's
wherever.
Your training, bro.
It must be. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is. Or just where you're from.
It's probably where I'm from because I've hit the ground too many times. I'm pretty familiar with it.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Yeah.
Good to have you here, dude.
Yeah, good to be here. I say good to have you almost.
You pull your mic up just a little bit there. There you go. Make it comfortable for you. It shouldn't fall out. It's all
okay,
shit,
I was like.
Yeah, we're working with what we can. But all right, so. You good old boy, like all of us around here.
Wherever you want to go, yeah.
Well, that's also one thing that really hit me, like, over the past 3 years is, like, my mind just kind of changed. I decided to change the way I think and be more open about stuff because where I'm from, dude, I mean, you're from here, it's very conservative.
Yeah.
Like, there's not much progression at all.
No.
Until, like, the past 4 years, 5 years.
I think it's until they had no other option.
Dude, they were running out of time to be caught up with the
Had
rest
no
of
other
it.
option.
Yeah.
We got a great mayor in Somerset, too.
Definitely. I haven't even met him, but I love everything he's done so far. All that shit last year was so much fun, dude.
Dude, well,
It draws interest to our town.
It takes somebody with great knowledge of how people interact with each other.
See, yeah, that's
yeah.
yeah.
And he's done something that I think wouldn't have been done if he wasn't there.
Yeah, I
to be honest with you, because I mean I've been here my whole life. Hell, look at when we tried to go wet.
Oh, I know. That was
I remember when I was in high school driving with my buddies up to Garrett County, to Lancaster, or going to Richmond, and if we ain't going there, we're buying dollar beers and jars of moonshine.
Yeah, I know. Or
and whatever we got to do.
That's exactly what we did, man.
That's the thing where it's like, okay, well, I don't know. The subject is if you're trying to spend money, right? People gonna spend money on what they want to spend money on. Period. Right? So we've got alcohol, and another one which I feel like is like cannabis, medical marijuana, hemp, CBD, all of it. You've got these outlets that people spend money on, whether they're too naive or whether they're too I don't want to mention it to say it to the public, but that's what it is. You've got people that are gonna do it. So why in the world, in the economy that we live in today, would we allow people from our town go wherever it may be to do that, right? To purchase that.
Yeah.
To get a commodity, just like any other commodity. Say there was a cologne that you loved, but the only place you could get it was 7-8 hours away. What are you going to do?
I'll go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a beer that we don't have beer, but the closest beer is 8 hours away. Guess how many people are going to go get that beer?
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, it's like, all right, you got to ask yourself, is it better to do that, or is it better to just produce it where we can produce it and we can honestly produce anything that anybody else does just as good?
Yes, we can. I agree with you. I don't know either, though, if it's people are too naive or they're not well versed. They just don't understand. Because for
stupidity
years,
and ignorance.
Exactly. It's all bliss, right?
They're ignorant.
Yeah.
They're not stupid.
No.
Yeah. Because stupid is knowing and not doing.
Yeah, that's right.
Ignorance is not knowing, so
true.
You don't do. So I think a lot of people are just ignorant to facts. Dude, I've got people in my family to this day. You can show them facts where a scientist has proven this or that, right? And regardless if it's against their beliefs, they will somehow, which it blows my mind, be like, okay, no, it's still not right. Okay, why? Well, I don't think it's right. Okay, well, can you tell me why this scientist is wrong then? Since you're not a scientist, like, I would love to hear your explanation on why this is wrong, but but science has proven it's okay.
Yeah, there's just so many people that say that same thing too. But, for me, it was like, I wasn't into, anything really growing up. But when I left Somerset and seen the rest of the world, I was like, what the fuck?
What are we doing?
Why was I so stupid?
You know what I mean? Stupid. You were ignorant.
Yeah. Well, I was ignorant. I wasn't taught anything.
Dude, I've been ignorant. If anybody in their life says they weren't ignorant at some point, they're a liar. Because we all have been grown up to believe stuff.
Yeah.
And
well, like you said earlier, you resemble how you were raised.
Yeah. I'm a product of my environment.
Exactly.
And which is, for us, is a good thing, I think.
Well, it also...
And it's also bad.
It is, because it can make criminals.
Yes.
The highest death rate of the whole state is in Somerset, Kentucky, in Pulaski County.
Yep. I believe that.
Yeah.
Because
it's sad.
Shit, look at what we had today come up.
I know.
We got our two constables.
Yeah.
That were save like they were saving the world.
Yeah.
According to Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Hey, this drug house is out of business. Well, you know, I got theories on that too. I think the only reason they knew all of them they were busting was because they were supplying them.
You're probably right. I don't. Really
I might
know.
be completely wrong.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
But
really know
at
what
this
to say.
at this point in the time, it's like, what else am I supposed to believe? Whatever I want to, because hell, he was an elected official.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah, one was running for sheriff. So.
Which is a strange resemblance to where we sat with Sam Catron, I feel like.
Exactly.
When I was little.
Kind of like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think it would have, somebody like that getting into power, right?
Yeah.
Where they have influence.
Yeah.
And they get into sheriff. They're going to be our sheriff.
Yeah, they're going to take care of us all.
But they're doing shit like this.
Yeah.
But they're going to protect us, right?
Right.
No.
Nope.
That's where our fucking that's the Second Amendment is vital.
Yep.
Yeah, vital.
Yep.
And that's why I love where I'm from too, though, is because
That's right.
We support that.
Yep, Kentucky Long Rifles and Kentucky First Minute Man.
Right,
right here.
Right here.
Yep.
I'd be one if we had to be one.
I'll be one.
Yeah.
I've already
Me
served
too.
my country once.
I know. They wouldn't let me in.
That's probably a good thing. Look where you're at now.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, because one thing the military does best is teaches you how to put this down a lot quicker.
Really?
And you don't want to be like that because there's a lot of guys that just don't make it away from it.
Really?
You know? Yeah. Some people screw up their whole career just because of alcohol. Or you can just go smoke some fucking weed and act like a normal person. But you can't smoke weed in the military, so.
Yeah, exactly. That makes no sense.
Well, you also can't buy cigarettes now until you're 21.
You're not. So I can go kill somebody.
Yeah, but
right,
you can't
for
have
my
nothing
country,
to
but I
drink.
ain't allowed to smoke tobacco.
Exactly.
Said who? Was this a Dr. fucking Seuss book? You know what I'm saying?
Like exactly what it is.
Yeah, that makes no sense. And dude, talking about that too, like I've had when I was we played ball.
Yeah.
When I was a senior, I blew my knee out, right? Them dudes put me on like 200 and some hydrocodone 10s a month.
God damn.
Think about that. I'm 17 years old.
Dude, you had to fuck with your mind.
My mind, my body, my spirit. What else is there?
Yeah, it's
you
all
know what
connected.
I mean? Like everything.
Yeah.
It fucked with everything. And it was life changing, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Like and I know there are so many people who've done the same thing, been through the same shit. And I'm not special, you know, nor do I think I know a whole lot. I only know what I know because of what I've been through. Don't know very much else other than what people say, which is usually bullshit. So I know for a fact, though, when you giving a 17-year-old kid shit like that, when I could have took ibuprofen, I really truly believe that. I truly believe that I could have took CBD. We make pain cream at a farm I'm at, right? That pain cream works. I use it every day.
I believe it, man.
It works.
I believe it.
I don't have to worry about taking ibuprofen or worry about taking a prescription medication. But one of the most important things that ever happened to me is that. That happened to me and sent me down a path of total destruction for a little bit with myself, you know.
Yeah.
And throughout that, I've learned so much. And if I hadn't have been there and hadn't have had that happen, I wouldn't have learned it. But the fact that I have learned it, those motherfuckers are assholes for giving a fucking 17-year-old kid that much shit.
You're right. That's a
Dude,
lot.
let me show up and do that, you know. I'll get arrested. Let me try to help somebody with cannabis oil, or let me try to help somebody with whatever. I'll get arrested if they find out. But a doctor can prescribe a kid that much medication for months and months, right? And not get in no trouble.
And it's robbery, dude.
The robbery of more than money.
Well, that's what I meant.
Of peace of mind in life.
Well, their childhood, they're not even developed yet.
till you're 25.
Dude, that's what I said.
Till you're 25.
Yeah. Because that's
Now,
when
when
I
you're
became
20
smart, just for no reason.
Well, 25 is when I started questioning everything.
Well,
I didn't become. It's kind of like what you said, smart.
Yeah, it's smart. I didn't
You're
start
being
questioning.
smart.
I was 23 years old when I started saying, why the fuck have I listened to what everybody's always told me and did
And
what
never
people
thought
expect of me and never thought about it? I was like, why can't I fucking decide for myself?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what I want to do with my life and where I want to go and the things I want to interest myself in. It pissed me off because, oh, you can't do that. Walk the fine line there, buddy. You're stepping off
It's not a fine fucking line. It's in the fucking Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
We have the right to that.
Yeah.
That is, our founding fathers wanted nothing more than for me and you to be able to go out and do what the fuck we want to do with our life.
Yeah. Well, you're right. And, you know, from this area where it's been so closed off from the rest of the world for so long, you know, I felt ignorant to all the other people that were out there in the world that I met.
Yeah.
Because I just
like,
didn't know.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
What? No, that is sin.
I mean,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like,
Yeah.
Should I hold up a cross right now and like try to get you away from me?
Yeah.
Or should I embrace the fact that you're different?
Which, don't get me wrong, I think religion is good.
Religion ain't bad.
I think believing in something is okay. I think whether you want it to be a god or in a plant, you can believe in
Hey,
it.
but I don't get to choose what. Because you know why? I ain't God. I don't get to do... here's my thing. I don't get to do... Let's see. How do I put it? I shouldn't be able to judge you based off that. Because you know what that is? That's your shit. Ain't my shit. My shit's what I believe. Right?
Yeah.
Might be the same as you. But I'll argue with you if you try to make it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because they ain't right.
You're right.
I've sat there and heard so many people try to argue stuff, and it's like, dude, well, if you want to look at Jesus, for example, Jesus didn't hang around with good people. He was with the whores and the fucking, like, you know, tax thieves and the gamblers and all this. He wasn't with good people. So just because, and that's how you spread messages. Buddhism, right? Muslims, a lot of different religions are based off certain things that if the principles get taken away over time because of man and our views, because we're selfish, we're greedy, and we want other people to think the way we think. Simple as that. I want you to think like me. You know?
Yeah.
And if you don't think like me, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you you're wrong.
Yep.
And then I'm going to argue with you and try to get people to gang up on you. And if you look through history, like I was raised Southern Baptist, right?
Me too.
Fact of the matter is, Christian Crusades.
Damn right it does.
Dude, we went through slaughtering.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, slaughtering men, women, children.
Man.
Didn't matter. If you did not think the way we thought, we killed you.
Yeah. See, my mom threatened to kill me when I didn't get up and go to church.
Yeah.
That's how serious it was.
Dude, it's very fucking serious.
You know? Yeah.
And my mom and dad never did that, but at the same time, it was like, you're going to church.
Yeah.
Until I was about 16.
Yeah, I see where my parents were divorced.
I still go to church, though.
Do you?
But,
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well,
It's got good morals. You have
I
girls,
take my
too.
girls to church.
Your dad.
Let me re-clarify that. I
Yeah.
take my girls to church.
Yeah.
And they get to go to the nursery. They get to be around other kids.
Yeah.
They get to play.
Yep.
And I get to sit there and listen and think to myself the whole time about what I think while I'm listening to the man that believes what he believes.
Yeah, that's good learning.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's actually not a bad thing at all. It puts myself in check with a lot of stuff, and it also makes me realize a lot of stuff about where we're at today. Not in just a religious aspect, but you got to think a lot of those people are nothing but citizens. They're nothing but people of the community, right? And they believe certain things. So then you get to go and you get to see how somebody who is a very big influence in that community addresses those people.
Well, you're a big influence in this community, man. You might not know it, but you grow hemp, and you know you're in Pulaski County,
Yeah.
That's influential
I
as
have
fuck.
no license though.
Well,
I just help people.
well, okay.
I'm
so
a small. And
you're a farmhand.
I do it.
You're a farmhand.
Or I'll sell it, or we'll process it. Whatever I can help with, I
Right.
do.
Right.
You know, and it's not about. That's the thing is, it's not. I'm a small fragment in a very big thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And all I can do is try to help. And I'm not special. I'm not the know-it-all. I ain't no master of a thing, but I give a fuck.
That's the best attitude you could have, man.
So I don't know if you listen to a lot of music. You know Matt Heckler?
Yeah.
All right. I love Matt Heckler, right?
Yeah, I was listening to him on Summer Sessions the other night.
Yeah, I love Summer Sessions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
they,
Nate.
they do, yeah.
He does a good job.
Really good job. So Matt Heckler at one point is this thing, and it's about Haw River Ballad, right? It's one of his songs. And he's talking to this dude. And he's an old guy that makes instruments, right? He makes like fiddles and banjos and whatever, but they're hand carved, they're handmade. He makes them. And he's sitting there and he's like, you know what? You gotta, or actually, I don't want to fucking lie. I'll just pull it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. But it's so cool because he's like, the talent you have, you want to basically bring something in, right? As if you have no talent, or apply it as if you have no talent, or if you have no knowledge. Basically, I want to hear everything there is to hear, and then I want to apply my own shit.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to be like nobody else.
No, that's perfect, man.
You know?
Yeah.
But Matt Heckler is the shit. For sure.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He was solid. Hold on.
Mike, you need something to drink?
You out of bourbon or whiskey? What do you want? You want a beer?
You want a beer?
All right, right here. This cat.
Okay, coming.
I'm going to pause it until we're done.
No, you're okay. Go ahead.
Be easier for editing.
Oh, that's all right. This is not going to be edited.
Good. You said something about editing. I was like,
if it does get edited, it'll just be like
Let me.
put together.
Then you apply it.
here.
All right, let's hear it.
I'm going to tell you something I've always remembered. If you study and try to learn something as if you have no talent, and then you apply it as if you didn't study, that's the way to do it. Like all the carving patterns I do, I don't copy any of the older designs that have come before. It's already been done. I like them and I appreciate them.
And that's that.
He playing banjo there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's that.
That's the type of shit I listen to.
Yeah, I like bluegrass.
I love music.
I do too.
It's an escape.
Yeah, I've been playing guitar since I was 14.
Shit, I tried one time.
I ain't no fucking good, but I play.
I was about to say, I tried, like I took guitar lessons, right?
Yeah.
This dude named Larry Hampton, I believe.
Yeah.
And he was really good, man. I was like 7 years old, but I might have been 5. And I picked it up, and within like a few weeks, I already knew songs. Hell yeah.
That's what I didn't mean to do that. Give me a second. Sorry.
But I already knew songs and stuff, man. So it was like, all right. But then I got into sports. Guess what? You can't do your whole life. You can't play sports your whole life, man.
No, Chris, you can't, man.
Yeah, like, so I learned that, and like the more I've been looking, like I'm looking at which I started picking up like painting and wood burning, and trying to
A little
do
bit of
like
craftsman things.
stuff I can do when I'm like old and decrepit.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a day, hopefully, that I make it there.
Brother, that CBD's going to get you way past there.
Hopefully.
It will.
Hopefully.
I believe in it.
I believe in it too, or else I wouldn't do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I believe in not just that. I believe in that plant. Because I've been in a situation where I was addicted to certain substances, right? And made certain life choices that led me down certain paths. And that was the one thing that I still do today, every day. You know what I mean? There's never a day I don't do that. I either eat it or smoke it or whatever, but I ingest it. You know, and that's my shit. Ain't nobody else's problem. And to me, it's not a problem. It's a fix.
Yeah.
For the problem, because the problem was leading me down roads that were real bad. And the cool thing about it is, since I've started doing that, and I don't do nothing else, I drink a little bourbon or whiskey and beer, you know, like any other American, Kentuckian. I'll put it that way. I drink like everybody else. But I also smoke, but guess what I don't do no more? I don't take prescriptions.
I don't either.
I actually will not take a medication. If I have a fucking lung problem, I'll go smoke mullein weed. You know what I mean? It grows wild. You pick it, you dry the leaf out. It's just like tobacco. It's
now, what's
fuzzy.
it called?
It's called mullein weed.
Mullein weed. And it grows wild?
Mullein, yeah.
Yeah.
I can show it to you this spring.
Yeah, that'd be
Easy.
awesome, dude.
You know? And this is stuff I've picked up from people that I've...
and that helps with respiratory
infections. Yeah. So if I have a cold, if I have a cough, whatever. Now, don't get me wrong. When you smoke it, it will make you cough.
But that's the point.
But that's
right?
the point of it.
Yeah.
It hacks. It
It's
moves the
penetrating.
stuff from the bottom of your lungs up, and it makes it come out.
Yeah.
And it's
Mullein weed.
It's something that's been. It's like shoot, a lot of my life is nothing but music nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, so like there's these girls called Rising Appalachian, right? Or Rising Appalachia. But they've got a song called Medicine Woman, right? And
I already like it.
dude, it's one of those songs that's like if it don't make you understand where you sit, what's really important, like it ain't about mine. Your great granny and great grandpa, guess what they did?
Oh, they used it.
They
for
lived
sure.
off the land.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They didn't need nobody else. And my goal for not just me, but for my girls and their children and their children and their children is not to be dependent on somebody that I have no control over. Because I ain't got no control over who's president. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, say my vote matters. Okay. At the end of the day, I don't feel like I have control over that. What I have control over is what's in front of me. What I can truly affect. If I can't touch you, I can't help you. Right?
Yeah.
I can't control nothing I can't touch. Simple. In my aspect. Like, I mean, now I can touch you, you know, in a certain way, and then you could spread it. But that has to be the starting point.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So the more that we spread the knowledge about what the land we live in around here, I don't care if you're downtown Somerset, you could grow your own food and you can have your own stuff to be able to live.
Yeah, I plan on doing that this summer.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can be self-sufficient more so than what you're being self-sufficient now.
Definitely. And I think everybody should to a certain extent. I mean, you can even plant tomatoes in a bucket in your house.
Not hard.
No, and then you're growing your own crops. You have some source. It might last you a month, that supply, you
It's a
know?
month that you ain't having to spend money.
That's exactly it. Plus, you grew it, so you also feel, you know, the connection to it.
Mhm.
And, you know, the pride in growing that. We grew a garden my whole life. All my family has.
You know what's in it.
Yeah, I know what's in
And
it.
you know where it's from.
Exactly. I
I
know.
ain't worried about if it's coming from Mexico. Hell, right now with all this shit going around about the coronavirus, that cracks me up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guess what? I highly doubt I have to worry about that. I just don't worry about
Well,
it.
I ate
period.
a lot of dirt when I was a kid, so I'm probably not going to be
You're
hurt by
fine.
it. Yeah.
I eat dirt still. You know?
Yeah.
Like when I'm
Chris
playing in it,
Muse.
sometimes it's okay to just like taste it. It's like, is it healthy?
Yeah.
I mean, if it tastes bad, it probably ain't healthy.
Well, I take it like this. I get cuts, right, and I don't ever get
Rub
infected.
dirt in 'em.
But when I was a kid, I always packed them with dirt so they stopped bleeding.
Because
Yeah.
your grandpappy told you that probably. Or
It
something,
was
or
just
your dad.
instinctual, I
Oh,
think.
okay. Well, then maybe it was in your DNA.
Yeah. Well, I'm
But-
a little more primal than most people. I
well.
consider myself quite the ape.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. No. But,
Sleeping under a rock.
yeah. So, what got you into CBD and growing, helping people that do grow. Was it that experience when you was younger?
That experience when I was younger, and then I've always believed in marijuana.
Yeah. See, I never did, man. Well, matter of fact, when I was like 18, you know, and people would smoke it around me, like, you're fucking retarded. Why are you doing that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's stupid. You're doing drugs.
When
but
I was about,
I was dumb.
When I was 12 or something, I ran across some older guys smoking it, you know, and I found what they had left.
Yeah.
And then
curious.
Just curious kid. Didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then even 5 years later, when I'm 17, I was probably, it was my 8th grade to freshman to sophomore year. Me and a few of my buddies got into it to where it was like a summer thing, right? So over the summers, we would smoke, go to the lake or whatever, but we didn't drink because we didn't have to. Shit, we was giggling too much to be able to take a drink.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And I realized then, I was like, well, hell, this ain't bad. And then I went through all the stuff with my surgery and stuff like that my senior year. And after that, it was just, that's the only thing I wanted to do. You know, like once I got out of it. But it took me about 7-8 years to get to where I wasn't doing any other thing. You know what I mean? Like it was that long. That's the type of repercussions it had on me.
So it wasn't necessarily being on it. It was the after effects of being ripped from it.
Well, ripped from it. Okay, here's the simplistic thing that I can think of. And I've thought about this a lot because it's kind of, I felt like it ruined my life at the time. You know what I mean? But really it just created a new one. I was a 17-year-old kid who had an identity. And that identity was an athlete.
You were a superior athlete, man. I played with you.
Yeah. So that was my identity, right? Like when anybody says something about me, it usually had to refer to athletics, right? Well, when you have that strip, you know, and you don't have that no more, and you're 17 years old and you lost your identity, okay, and I don't care what it is. Say you were a fucking like fantastic painter, and then when you was 17, your hands got broke, you couldn't paint no more. You know?
Yeah.
And your identity got stripped.
Definitely, man.
And then they took you and put you on some type of fucking medicine that takes away reality. Is all it does. It doesn't fix anything. It's a temporary fix to a permanent problem, is what that was. Okay, so the problem was going to be there. And then they gave me something that was a temporary fix. Right? Makes sense.
Yeah. Patch the hole while it's there.
Patch a hole.
We'll fix it later.
Hey, we'll fix it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? There was no after plan. It was like, oh, we're going to give them these, and then we're not. Okay, well, when you didn't, and I didn't have them, and I was, you know, by that time, like 18 years old, I was like, well, shit, I can't go without them. Hell, I've been running track on them. I've been, like, I got 3rd place in state.
On them?
Hell yeah. Because I couldn't feel my knee. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, at all.
Yeah. So here you are pumping me full of this stuff, and you expect it to work. No. If you and we're talking about doctors.
Yeah.
We're not talking about, you know, me and you.
No.
So those people know.
Yeah, they definitely know.
But they're doing it.
Well, yeah, it's good money for them.
That's the problem.
It's always
that we run
problem.
into.
Yeah, big pharma.
So yeah, exactly. big dollars. Not about big pharma. It's just about big dollars.
Well, yeah,
hell, I ain't gotta sell no pills to be a piece of shit to get some money.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is rip you off.
Yeah. Or, you know.
And welcome to fucking America.
Yeah, hey, there it is.
It's been happening since the beginning of it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where I get to where I want to be self-sufficient. I don't want to need you to be able to provide for my family. I would rather be able to provide for my family the way I want to, and especially with medicine, man. You're talking about pills that are addictive, you know, and just the whole thing about marijuana, CBD, all that shit. It's ridiculous.
It's all It's
I smoke
upside down.
cigarettes. I can go buy these, right? They kill 500,000 Americans a year. I can go buy that, but I can't buy something who's never killed one
Yeah.
ever. You know?
Yeah.
It says a lot.
It
Once
says
you
a
get
ton.
older. But when I was
Oh, it all
younger.
makes sense.
Yeah, but when you're younger, you don't think about that shit. It's
Well, like you said earlier, man, it's just ignorance. You didn't know.
I didn't know.
I didn't know either, dude. But now I do, and that was why I wanted to have
now
you
I
on.
know,
I was
so
like,
fuck
this
it.
motherfucker knows, so everybody else needs to knows. And I couldn't point at a single person that I knew or that had seen in this whole town that might know more about it than you. Now,
Well,
I
there's
didn't know
people
you.
that do.
Yeah, but you're close. I mean, I'm
well,
sure
no,
there
I
is.
get what you're saying, but I'm just clarifying.
You know, yeah, and your story, man. You know,
Everybody learns from somebody.
you was gonna go to college as an athlete.
I did go.
You did go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went to Campbellsville, played like a year or something, a year and a half.
But your goal was to do it.
Oh, I was trying to. Well, I had
Football,
a full ride to
right?
UK.
Yeah.
I had already verbally committed to UK, and then blew my knee out.
Yeah.
All I had to do was produce 3 game films from my senior year, and I was good. And then
The piece of paper that had a prescription on it fucked it all up.
number 2 game film, I blew my knee out.
Again, God, dude.
No,
Number
no,
2
the
on
same-
that one.
No, same year. So like my senior year.
Yeah.
Right? I've been getting looked at, been going to camps, doing all this stuff with different colleges. Thought it was awesome, you know. It was.
Yeah.
It was a great time. Like anybody who can go be a student athlete at college, like hell fucking yeah, dude.
Yeah, go
like
do
you
it.
made it. You did good.
Yeah.
And I had my little ride to UK that I'd worked out. And then my senior year, my second game, I blew my knee out. Well, guess what happened to that? Went away. You know, they were like, hey, listen. And it made sense. I mean, you're talking about a collegiate football program with when you get to college, I don't care if you're NAIA or you're NCAA. Doesn't matter. Everybody's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's good. It's not one of those things where we're in high school or middle school and we're playing and it's backyard football and you might have the guy on the right side that has never played.
Right.
When you get to college, everybody's played.
Yeah. Everybody's got experience.
They've all played.
Yeah.
They've all seen you. You know, you're not fantastic when you get there.
Yeah.
You know, and then you add the fact that once I got there too, I was running track and playing ball. Like I got a scholarship for both. That way I could get some money back and stuff.
Yeah.
And not have to pay for school because I couldn't afford paying for school. You know, which is bullshit too. But whatever.
That's why I joined the Marine Corps.
Yeah, smart man.
I didn't even go to school.
It's like I'm just gonna go over here and I'm gonna fight. That's cool. I respect that too. I got a lot of family that did that.
Yeah,
Not
that's great,
Marines,
man.
but they're Army. You know.
Yeah.
And man, it's just one of them things that once you get to college and then you realize it ain't nothing but a job,
Basically.
and it's not fun.
No.
For me, it wasn't fun.
A lot of people struggle to go to school, man.
I hated
A lot, you know.
Didn't hate school. Hated practice.
That's bad. That's what's bad.
Mm-hmm. I got there and like the love of the game wasn't the same.
Yeah.
You got the Friday Night Lights, yeah, that's something special. You got Campbellsville University, it ain't that special. You know, like I was supposed to be going and playing at the school I grew up watching,
Yeah.
and then I had after that I had no other choice. Like they offered me like a 50% or 75% scholarship, but that means I had to pay money. And the smarter choice was to go where I didn't have to pay money.
Right.
And it wasn't me paying anyways. My mom and dad. My mom and dad don't need to be paying money. They're already paying for my sister to go to be a school teacher, which she is today, and I am so proud of her. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I come from a family that are mostly school teachers.
Yeah. We've seen Crawfords since I've been in elementary school.
Yeah,
So
my cousin Catherine right now has my mom's old job.
yeah, your uncle.
Yeah,
You
Crawl Daddy.
Yeah. Dude, he was really kind to me
He's
all
awesome.
throughout middle school and high school,
He's
man.
been really kind to me still.
He took care of me. He really did, man.
Good.
So your
great
family's good people.
Good people.
Yeah.
Good people.
You're good people, man.
I can't. Yeah, I am good people. I've made bad choices sometimes.
All of us do, dude.
Yeah.
I've made my fair share. Trust me. I ain't no saint at all.
No.
My whole family has known
At least you know
about all my sins, son.
Yeah.
I wear it all on my shoulders.
What's funny is I do too nowadays, and man, it's just so cool because it's easy.
Yeah.
And what's funny is
It's harder to hide.
man,
it
there
all.
was a point in time where I was doing a lot of wrong, you know,
Yeah.
and one of my family members, which he wasn't even related to me except by marriage, you know, it was one of my Uncle Joe, his daughter Laura, is married to this man, and we were at AB Studios down there at a gym, like a gymnastics gym that a good friend of mine, you know, their family runs it or whatever. And man, I was sitting down there and he come up to me and I was like, I just got done being crazy, you know, like went on a spree of being stupid. And he's like, man, all they do is they just want you around. He's like, I learned that a long time ago. He's like, you just got to learn. They just want you around. It don't matter who you are. They know who you are. They just want you there.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, like I can be accepted and still be me. And that was one of the biggest things that was so hard, because when you're young and you've got a certain rep that you feel like you have to live up to, you know, and then all of a sudden that's taken away, you're lost. I was lost. I had no clue where to go, what to do.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
It's hard. That's tough.
Yeah, it definitely is, man. I couldn't even, you know, I've been in some situations that's been real shitty in my life, but that
How many of them did you put yourself in?
every one of them.
Exactly. Thank you.
Except maybe one. You know.
when you're young.
Exactly. But since I've been an adult and been able to make my own
An adult,
decisions.
since I turned 18, can't
Yeah.
smoke cigarettes no more, but I can fucking go fight.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it's
stupid.
different.
I mean, I made all of them myself, man.
And that's what's, that I feel like was a turning point where I realized, all right, I have control.
Definitely.
You
Yeah.
know?
But
That
it
didn't
takes a hard
happen,
time to realize that.
Bub. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some harder than others, you know, and that's why I'm more fearful about, I know where it took me, and I just pray don't take my kids there,
Right.
you know.
You know, I say that same thing, man, but to be honest, where I'm at now with my wife and my kids,
They ain't gonna go there.
dude, I wouldn't even change a single thing that ever happened to me in my life.
Because now you know.
Yeah.
Hey, the most important thing to me is I know now.
Yeah.
And I'm confident. Every step I take, I know what I'm doing.
Except the only part about being a parent, man, is it's like a learning curve every damn day.
It's like you're facing yourself.
Yeah, and all of them are different, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you raise one kid, the next one might be a little easier in some aspects, but
Oh,
they're their own person.
I'll tell you right now, I had two little girls, and my little Marley, my oldest, is me. In the sense of like, she don't, like I'll tell her what to do, she just looks at me like I'm stupid and does whatever, and we'll take the punishment, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm going to do what I want. And then my other one, she's also a lot younger, you know, she's about a little over a year and a half younger or something. She's sweet as can be. Like, you can pick her up. It don't matter if she's asleep or not. She's going to lay her head down on your chest.
Yeah, my son don't do that.
Oh, I could tell.
Yeah. See that? Yeah.
He's ready to fucking, like, mow the grass.
Yeah.
So he going to
Sure
be a
is.
good boy, though. You know what I
He is.
mean?
He's just going to have the shit beat out of him a time or two.
Hey, like
That's
we
all.
all, I always sit there and thought my mommy and daddy was doing shit that they shouldn't have done when they was doing that. And now I look back and it's like, no.
Yeah.
They were doing exactly what they did that was for best for me.
Yeah.
It in every aspect, actually. Like, I can look back. There's a thing called empathy that I feel like this world's lacking a lot of.
I agree, man.
And because empathy is one of those things that is, I can put myself in your shoes without judging you, right? That's when I can understand. But until then, I can't understand.
Well, it's also hard for some people to be able to do that, to
Well-
drop that ego, drop that emotion.
Ego's huge.
Yeah, it's really big, man,
Yeah.
for some people.
Yeah.
I've tried to learn to get over mine. It's something to struggle with every day, because the military, for one, pumps your head up a lot.
They got to. You know why?
Well, yeah, 'cause you got-
you're a soldier of war, bro.
Yeah.
You're defending the
Well-
country. You got to have an ego doing that. There's certain situations where ego's good.
Yeah, I'm productive of my environment, right? There you go.
Were you Marine?
Yeah.
Hoorah.
Raw.
Rah.
Hoo-ah. You know what we always said in the Marine Corps? Hoo-ah is oorah with a dick in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's all the soldier guys out there. I hope they're going to like that one. No, but
That's cool.
we're all brothers,
Yeah.
But yeah, that
It's
ego
good,
is
boys.
hard to get over, man. And I still deal with anger issues. It kind of runs in my family, And but since I've been able to open up and expand my mind because I'm in control of my life, I've gotten a lot better with that, man. I meditate, I work out, I do what I can to keep a good mental health. And
Wow.
one of those things is, not putting poisons in my body. When I went to the military, I had 21 shots, one right after the other, in a row, between like 16 corpsmen.
So we can just say that you're not going to be harmed by the coronavirus.
No, matter of fact, it might give me a boner. I don't know.
It might be like Viagra for me.
Yeah, it could be a stimulant. Who knows? But no, my mom's gonna watch this. And be like, why the hell would he say that?
Why not, Mama?
Yeah, but
Came to his mind. That's why.
but I haven't really been sick since then. So I've taken that time to let my body do whatever it wants. Now, infections are a different thing. I'll take an antibiotic because I know what that is. That's fungus. It's fungi,
CBD.
mycelium.
CBG.
Yeah, CBG.
There's.
I've heard about that. What is that?
It's the thing about the cannabis plant is it's so much more than what people think.
Well, see, for me, it's like, oh, you can use like the bud, but I'm sure you can do the stem, the roots, everything, right?
Everything. There's a thing called hemp hearts actually that
Like artichoke hearts?
Yeah.
Okay.
The inside of the plant.
Yeah, like
right?
the core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's same thing. They're great for you can actually well I'll tell you what, I think per ounce they're selling for like $7-8. So it's basically like me finding a weed, right? Taking the inside out of it, and for $8 you'd buy it.
Okay.
Well, you know why? It's because there's medical properties. That thing's good for something. And what amazes me is the fact that we don't understand it.
I believe in it more than I do prescription drugs.
Yeah, well, it's not just weed, man. It's not just hemp or CBD. I'm talking like there are plants out there that are good for you.
Oh,
that
definitely.
You don't have to like say there's just people are uneducated on the fact that the environment that they live in, right? If all went to shit and you couldn't go to a grocery store, right? Like cobwebs, for example. Talking about cuts that were bleeding. Put a cobweb on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You've heard about it.
Yeah.
I wonder how many other people have.
I doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
so,
you, man.
So there's a lot of those little things that are there. It's a lost art, in a sense, and the art being that we can live sufficiently on our own. We don't need nobody.
That's right.
That's an art. To be able to grow your own food, that's an art.
Nowadays it is.
It's an
It's
art.
actually sad.
Yeah.
It was
that's
some-
an art.
Yeah, it is.
It's an art.
A lot of people can't, man.
Used to. 100 years ago, if you didn't do it, it's because you were so rich you didn't need to.
Right.
Nowadays, we will give taxpayer money to basically fund people
That'll do it for us.
to go buy their food. We
Oh,
buy
yeah.
other people's food with our taxpayer money that's on welfare. Those people on welfare, they could grow a garden.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there shouldn't be welfare. I'm just saying in a simplistic form, like they could grow their own.
Instead of
At
struggling
least for the summer.
like some of them do.
Yeah, don't struggle.
Yeah.
Like, dude, get up. You know, like get up, get on your feet, and go do something.
Yeah.
Ain't hard. You know, it might be hard at first.
I think for some people, that are on welfare and stuff, it's the point to, like, you know, a lot of them don't choose to, you know, unless they were brought up that way, their parents on it and stuff.
They're a product.
Exactly.
A lot of them today.
But when you get, like, you know, your job, you lose your job because something stupid, like you wasn't there on time or something, and then you have to go on welfare or some shit because you can't find more work, they get depressed, and then they never come out of that depression.
They stay in it.
Yeah, and so that's why they don't get up. But other people do ride the system. There's plenty of
there's a problem there. And the problem is there could be a solution. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? It's not them. And it's not the fact that it's our government. It's the people in between. All right. So we're talking about a problem right now. And we know there's a solution. Why aren't we doing it? It's amazing. It's actually like, and if you think about it, every problem there is a solution.
Definitely.
Every problem. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Yeah.
There's a solution to every problem. Now, it might take a year, it might take 5 years to figure it out. Who knows? But there's a solution. So, right now, one of the problems I see around here is a lot of that. There's a lot of people on welfare who don't know any different. Educate them. There's a lot of people who don't understand about the principles and the things that can help them. Educate them. Education is one of the biggest problems I think is in our society.
I agree.
Period.
Well, in our community.
Well, it's not just our community. I feel like it's spread to where I think it's a lot more than what we realize as far as being educated. When you have people and there are facts, right? Straight up facts, like from a scientist who went to school to do this shit, and he's got a fact for you, and you're not willing to accept it,
right?
That is a problem.
Yeah.
And
that's
the problem
negligence.
is called negligence, yes. But it's also educational.
Yeah.
Those people have been taught not to accept it.
Well, that's like, what I heard with marijuana and cannabis my whole life.
What have you been taught?
That's the devil's weed, son.
Devil's lettuce.
Yeah.
You better look out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll smoke it. There was actually, I think I seen a thing the other day. This dude said he took a hit of it and he turned into a bat. And that was in 1962 or something.
I'm pretty sure
like
something else was in there with that.
No, it was a lie.
It was a lie.
Because you didn't turn into a fucking bat.
Yeah.
There ain't no weed, bro, that makes you turn into a bat. Or you don't smoke the herb and then decide to eat somebody's face off like down in Florida when he was smoking spice.
I feel like you could maybe hallucinate one if you did like some edibles. But that's as far as it goes. You're not going to turn into a bat.
Hallucinate as far as like continuously laugh to the point where you don't know what the fuck's going on and you're hungry as hell and then you pass out.
Yeah.
I ain't never hallucinated off marijuana. And dude, I've tried to OD on weed.
Didn't work, huh?
I went to bed. I ate a shit ton and I went to bed.
And slept it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I woke up the next day like, whoa. Like that was something else. But I've never... the first time I ever ate a true edible, I was up in Michigan with one of my buddies and two of my buddies and one of their girlfriends, and we were at I think we were at Chili's or something. I think we went to a Chili's. But we were up there and we went, and before we had went, we were in it was when they first went legal, and it was probably like 7-8 years ago or something, and we're sitting there and we eat a little bit of this thing called a bang bar. It was 150 milligrams of THC. Had no clue,
God damn.
Each one of us got a bang bar and we started eating on one. Whatever. I think we didn't, none of us ate a whole one, I don't think, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I think we got pretty close a piece on eating one. And we go and we sit down at Chili's, and I was driving. Well, by the time we left the restaurant, I wasn't driving. Period. Like, I couldn't even order. I was sitting there like trying to talk to the waitress, and I couldn't order. finally got my food out. We ate. I couldn't drive. I went back. We get to his house, and we're sitting there. We start trying to play video games. Couldn't even play video games because we're hysterically laughing, like to the point where my stomach hurt. The next day, I woke up, my face was sore.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
it was a good
Good time, yeah.
and it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, but I had no clue. Hell, I had no idea. But they never hurt me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you didn't wake up
at
throwing
no point
up.
did I wake up the next day and I was like, oh, my body says I have to have another one.
Your mouth was sore from smiling too much.
Exactly.
That was the side effect. Yeah, that's
Not a bad side effect.
no. That's something to say about that too, man. So what I seen on your Facebook and stuff, like you share like that hempcrete. What the fuck is that?
Okay, so you can take and this is not just like the thing of the plant. It's not the flower. It's stems, stuff that people think aren't useful, right? The hemp plant, not just hemp, marijuana too, has an extremely good amount of fiber. And when I say good, it's useful. It can make rope, textiles. It's not just some weed that is not strong enough, because you can't just take a fiber that's not durable and make rope.
Right.
It'll break.
I've tried. I've tried with grass. Tried with
It'll break.
everything in the woods. You know.
You know, the only thing I've learned over my years, one time I was in jail and these dudes was making ropes out of toilet paper and it worked. You know. And I was sitting there and watched them make a rope. I was like, what the hell are you making that for? And they were like, fuck, we're bored. You know, but I was like, I thought they was trying to hurt themselves. Like,
Yeah.
you know, hurting themselves.
Yeah,
or
but
something.
that's because it's got high fibers in
It's
it.
got high fibers. So the fiber in the plant is very, very useful. And it's not just the fibers in the plant. Like I said, the heart of the plant, the hemp hearts. I saw a thing where they were making Japanese mayonnaise, right? Guess what they're using?
That hemp heart.
Hemp heart. They can make mayonnaise out of it.
Really?
Yeah. It blew my mind too. Like, dude, I just constantly look
Japanese mayonnaise.
at stuff that it's good for.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be ill-informed from somebody who says that it's only got this many uses. The uses of the hemp plant, and obviously if it says hemp, we're meaning marijuana. You know, like, yes, hemp is the cousin that has, basically a federal law came out and was like, all right, you can't have this much THC. And these guys were so good, they said, okay, we'll play by your rule book. We're going to go make it to where it's okay. So they did that, you know, and now they can't really argue with it because they're there.
Yeah.
And it's helping people.
It's great, man.
Why would you?
Dude, my dad broke his back a long time ago. I think he was like 38, I think. And he's 53 now. And he's had 3 back surgeries. And he's been on pain pills since, like, I don't know, like 2006.
The beginning of it.
Yeah, and he gets up some mornings, if he don't take those pills, he can't even get up out of bed, you know. And he gets around and runs the farm up there with fucking 12 horses, but I mean, he just pushes himself through. It's tough, but when he runs out of those pills, dude, he
It's a
gets
problem.
cranky, you know. He's hurting, he's in pain.
It's not just
And-
about that. It's a
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's up there too. And
it's
I just-
chemically proven.
I just recently turned him on to CBD, and he spent $200 on product, lotion, oils, and all that to put on his back and where he hurts and stuff. And he was telling me that he's been putting that cream on his arthritis.
Arthritis
It's going
don't
away.
hurt no more,
No,
right?
it don't hurt.
My mom's got arthritis in her hands.
Yeah, I started getting the carpal tunnel.
You'll get it from where you were in the military, bro.
Yeah, holding the rifle like this and everything. And then, of course, playing video games too. I get it from moving that thumb all the time.
Play video games.
Yeah. So
I play a lot of Call of Duty.
I have over my life.
I don't play video games no more, but I used to. A
Well,
lot.
when there's like no kids around you, there wasn't much to do when it was dark, you know.
Yeah.
So I would go inside and play video games when it get dark when I was a
Shit.
kid. I've liked them since then, but that's all, I got a gaming channel on YouTube as well. So
That's cool.
yeah, but I get the carpal tunnel from that, moving that thumbstick
What's
around.
your
and stuff.
games?
I like building games, like games you can
Like
you know,
Minecraft type
No,
building games, or
yeah, I like Minecraft, but I also like the more like realistic kind of in depth.
see, I ain't been on a
Survival
video
games.
game since like Xbox One.
And you can put goggles on now and go into them.
That's scary.
It's great.
It's like I can get out of this real world.
Yeah,
and
just
go
for
to
a
this
minute.
other one.
Well, there's other things for that too, obviously.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
But yeah.
I go
but-
look for rocks
Yeah.
in
Well.
the creek.
Yeah. That last year at that one of those bashes the mayor set up, all the city set up for us. It was the one in October, September one.
October,
Moonlight
September.
Festival.
Moonlight, yeah.
Was it Moonlight? Must
I think
have
it
been.
was Moonlight.
Well, there was some dudes down here from Louisville with like some kind of Louisville hemp trailer or whatever.
Yeah.
And they had cream and all that stuff. And my hand was actually hurting that day because me and him had been working on that house all weekend. And from swinging a hammer, my fucking wrist and stuff was hurting.
Tightened up on
Yeah,
you.
yeah, it tightened up. And I told my wife, I was like, I'm going to try some of that. And that dude was like, yeah, dude, here, let me rub it on for you. And he fucking takes it out. It's like kind of like a brownish white color.
Yeah.
And he like rubs it all over my hand, just kind of puts it in. Dude, I'm not even shitting you. 5 minutes later, my hand feels fucking great. And he said,
Fine,
all
why
it
not?
is CBD, man. He goes,
Yeah.
that's all it is. He goes, it's the lotion. And he goes,
You would know if it wasn't.
yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
it even smelled good. I was like, the
Yeah.
fuck is this stuff? Dude, this is amazing. And that was like really my first time using CBD to help something that hurt. I was surprised how fast it worked, And so I get to think about my dad. I'm like, dude, you talking about your arthritis all the time and how your hands hurt and stuff. I was like, try this CBD cream, man. It ought to help. And he's been using it.
Ever since,
Yep.
ain't he?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
See
great,
that,
man.
and when I started the whole CBD, the whole thing like with me was last summer. I was on vacation with my family, and right before that, I had gone through some shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of like down and out, and then I realized like, man, I quit everything and started smoking. That's what happened with me. And edibles and whatever. But I did that as
Yeah.
a preventative thing for me
Yeah.
and my health. And it worked, And then as I was doing it, I believed in it enough to where I was like, okay, I think I want to learn more.
It's great, man. I'm
I
glad
think-
you did.
I think I want to know more. Like if it helped me, maybe it could help somebody else. If it can help somebody else and they don't know how to get it going, and I could help them, I would rather be able to do that. And so I started working with other farms and stuff and traveling a little bit, and found a good friend of mine now, out in Nancy. And once I found him, I was like, what's up, bro?
Let's
What
do
are
it.
you doing? And he's like, I'm doing it. And it's Garnett Wilson is his name.
Okay.
And he's Fallbush Farms.
Fallbush Farms.
Fallbush Pharma. Not just
Pharma. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Fallbush Pharma.
I like it.
And he's got pain cream and CBD bud and stuff to smoke, and
Fuck yeah, man.
we sell it to people down like and it's just little stuff, man. Like he's always, the cool thing about it is he is no different than me. He's a good old boy.
Just wants to help.
He's a good old boy.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, that term right there says everything to me.
It does
When you
to me
said
too.
that, I was like, all right,
We good.
cool.
Yeah.
Because around here, if you hear somebody's a good old boy, the rest of the shit don't matter.
That's right, man. Yeah.
Fuck. You where I'm from, you're a good old boy. All right, well, I want to help you.
Yeah.
How can we help?
Yeah, but boy,
You
however,
know?
you want me to come out? I know how to drive a tractor since I was 9 years old,
Hey,
so
let's go.
I'll plow for you, man. I don't even care.
No, I believe you.
I'll pull a
You know
disc
what I'm
for
saying?
you.
And, well, I'm talking to a few companies right now, and it's just one of those things where I hope that it doesn't get to where the greed takes over market, because it has a problem doing that in every other market.
Well,
And I hope the stigma of this doesn't allow, because there is money to be made. Don't get me wrong. There's money to be made, but there's people to be helped more so. Right?
there is.
So I would much rather, I can live under a rock, okay, like personally. Just like this thing when I walked out, I was like, fuck, bro. Like I could live in this thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
a little like where I was living before, like we had a wood burning stove. We had spring water.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know, like
Yeah.
we didn't have all the other, but it wasn't by like, wasn't like I was struggling. It was by choice.
Right.
You know, I did that by choice. Like,
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, that's what I like too, man. I mean, being, you know, natural to your environment and trying to take care of yourself through the things that you can do with your hands on something, that's the best way. You feel a better connection with that. It gives us a good sense of pride.
It does.
Without raising your ego, because you got to understand.
Work for it.
Yeah, you got to work for it. And two, what you were saying about, you know, the money and the corruption when it comes to CBD, I don't think you're going to have that problem, because the people that are really into this are part of a different generation. It's new times, man. I mean, you know,
a lot of it is.
The world changes, dude.
But we all learn. I learned from old times.
Yeah. I mean,
'Cause
yeah.
guess what? I wasn't the first one to do nothing. Nothing. I ain't special.
Yeah, I'm
The
not.
first rule I always tell myself. Every morning I wake up, I remind myself I ain't special. So that means I gotta work hard. Something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like say my goal is to be the best Call of Duty player there is, right? I'm gonna wake up that morning. I'm gonna remind myself I ain't the best. I don't know shit other than the controls. So I better work hard. That's when there's a shift, I think. A lot of people think that this stuff is just one of those things where they can go out and do it. And yes, you can. And don't ever think that anybody can tell you can't. Because I promise you, everybody can do what I do. I ain't special. There's two differences. One of them is being the fact that they'll give up. Maybe.
Oh, a lot do.
They might give up. Shit gets hard, you give up. All right? That's you. You know what I mean? But once you've been through enough, you learn giving up ain't no option. Once you believe in something.
Well, you also, you know, you push yourself to the limits. You know how far you can be pushed.
No, I don't, because I keep pushing.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
That's great.
There ain't no stop.
Yeah. That's
Like,
good, dude.
I'll
That's good
go, I'll
mentality.
lose. It don't matter to me. I can lose everything tomorrow. I'm still going to do what I believe in.
It's great, man.
Well, and that's not special, though. You know what I mean?
Well,
in a sense, like, anybody can really do that.
yeah, they can, but
Will they? No.
a lot won't, man.
No.
But you gotta find your own reasoning. You know what I'm saying? You have to find your own reasons to where you want to be able to push yourself like that. Like, you can live a comfortable life, or you can find a physical or mental challenge every day
I'd rather challenge.
and try to tackle it. Yeah, it's
Challenge.
interesting. It's more interesting.
Challenge.
Yeah.
Don't let me be comfortable. Once I
No.
get comfortable, I'll stay stagnant.
Yeah, for me it was, you know, can I work 3 jobs and build a studio at the same time?
Well, fuck yeah, you can.
And run a
Look.
and take care of my own family. I'll try.
I'll try.
But
I
dude,
think you can.
listen,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love that. What you're doing is something too that I, dude. That's awesome.
I just want to
All
spread the
this.
word, man, and you have the word for me. You know what I'm saying?
No. I try.
Well,
I try. I learned the word from other people who's been more experienced than me.
well, there's only one way to learn. You have to learn
Trial
from
and
somebody.
error.
Yep, that's the other way.
Yeah, trial and error.
Yeah. Well, dude,
But-
it's been a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming, man.
For
It's a
sure.
pleasure to meet you.
Yeah,
We'll
you
have to do
too.
it again.
I'll be back out.
Yeah, you're going to.
Yeah. We'll play some Call of Duty.
Oh, let's do it. I got a big projector we could set up, play it right in here.
Damn, I seen that thing sitting up there on the gun cabinet. I was like, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
We used to have one of those.
yeah, we get funky in here, dude.
That's what's up.
All right.
I'm down.
Might cut it.